All right, Tommy with the Hobby Squad. What'd you name and what'd you do?
My name is Rennick Bruno, and I just won back-to-back locals at Cool Comics and Games with Plunder Patrol.
Plunder Patrol Brave. Let's get into it.
Right, well, started off with the main deck monsters. We got the whole Plunder engine, 3 Whitebeard, 2 Redbeard, 3 Golden Hair, 3 Bluebeard, and 3 of the Raven Wing, also known as Black Eyes. Fairly standard aside from the Redbeard being at 2. Most people would play it at 3, but I decided to cut it down to 2 just for consistency reasons. So the deck is at 41 rather than 42.
So these cards aren't normal summons. None of them are normals?
They are all normal summons, but none of them have normal summon effects, which is why we get a pretty good engine that you'll see in a second here.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But they all have effects on the opponent's turn, mostly these 2, actually. They tag out into the extra deck equal to an attribute that your opponent controls while equipping themselves to it. And that's pretty much the theme of the deck.
Okay.
So then all the extra deck monsters have little bonus effects while they're equipped. Most of them become quick effects, and one of them gets a search. And for hand traps, play 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash Blossom, and 3 Effect Veiler. This was basically because it's the best stuff I got on hand. Nibiru synergizes pretty well with a card in the extra deck, along with some niche interactions with the plunders on field. You can tribute the plunders and still resolve their effects, so you can still get your guy out from the extra deck. It's Ash, pretty good. Effect Veiler, I played this one, it was either this or Imperm, and I decided this one because you can draw up to 2 times on your opponent's turn, and this one is still live when you draw it, rather than Imperm, which you'd have to set, unless they blow up your board. And the fun engine, of course, Brave, all the stuff. Fairly self-explanatory, but this one searches this. So this summons a token and places this. This searches you these 2, and this guy's the negate. It's pretty much the end board of this. You get a token and an Omni Negate, and that just protects you from Nib, Ash, anything that could or will happen to your board. For the rest of the spells and traps, we play 3 of the field spell. This searches you any plunder card in the deck by pitching any card. Play 1 shipping, the fusion spell, which can also equip this from the deck by banishing itself from the graveyard. This one makes your plunder patrols untargetable and boosts them by 500 attack, while also letting you tag out into a plunder on the field. This one searches your field spell, called by, and Plunder Patrol Booty for those matchups where you do not get any attributes. This lets you change the attribute of your opponent's monster while also recycling your guys.
Nice.
For the extra deck, we have 3 copies of Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol Captain. Wait. This guy has he has the same effect as the 2 main deck monsters, Whitebeard and Redbeard. He tags out into the extra deck as a plunder equal to an attribute that your opponent controls, while also drawing a card. Geonated Transverser. This works really well with Nibiru, helps you get rid of the token while also switching it around for a nice OTK. Salamangreat Armorage, this turns Golden Hair into a 1.5 card Blackbeard, and turns some other hands that include Raven Wing into a Blackbeard as well, if they would otherwise be bricks. For Exceeds, we have Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome for those hands that it works in. Most of the time it won't, but when it comes up, it's pretty nice. 2 copies of Mowork, 2 copies of Lice, and 2 copies of Brand. These are the Plunder Patrol ships that we have currently. We got Fire, Light, and Dark, so this is the only attributes we can tag out into. This one pitches a Plunder card to banish a monster, any effect monster that your opponent controls, and then searches you a Plunder spell trap. This one pitches a Plunder card to banish any spell trap your opponent controls and searches you a Plunder monster. And this one pitches a Plunder Patrol card to negate a monster effect, and then destroy and search a Plunder Patrol card, any card, if it is equipped. And lastly, the 2 techs, White Aura Whale and Adamancipator Risen Dragite. White Aura Whale also helps you out Nibiru tokens by popping all your opponent's attack position monsters. It can help in games in time as well if your opponent sets up a wall, because it has piercing damage. It can also attack twice. Adamancipator Risen Dragite is a free spell and trap negate, while also if you excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and you hit a Nibiru, then you can bounce cards your opponent controls non-targeting. And that's why the Nibiru synergizes pretty well. There's just the token there. And lastly, we have the side deck. In the side deck, we have 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More for any combo heavy decks like Drytron.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I should have side blocked him, dude. I was trying to play around Nib, so I didn't side block him, but he's Dark Ruler my Baron, so.
The Punish is what we call it. We got the 1 Harpies and the 2 Lightning Storm for back row. I rarely end up siding in Lightning Storm simply because I like to keep Nibiru, and Nibiru conflicts with Lightning Storm pretty heavily. That being said, we play 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, so we can still have back row removal if we're still playing against a combo heavy deck, something like Prank Kids maybe, so you could hit the Pandemonium. Then for traps, we have 3 copies of Evenly Matched, also hardly get sided in. It's really there for the Eldritch matchup and any heavy back row matchup, along with Red Reboot, which is also for those, of course. And lastly, we have the 1 copy of Pinkertops and the 1 copy of Alpha, the Master of Beasts. These are both just very generic going second cards that can get rid of your opponent's monsters and other cards while not committing to your normal summon.
Very nice. All right, any shoutouts?
I'd like to give a shout out to the boys at Cool Comics and Games for helping me test throughout all these locals.
Oh, yeah.
Urban Buzz, yeah.
I knew you.
I thought I recognized you.
Urban Buzz. I don't know what that is, but okay.
We'll give one last shout out to Team Jeff, and
Team
I guess
Jeff.
while we're at it, Hype Squad over there would like a shout out as well.
Very
Urban
nice.
Buzz, baby.
All right.
There we go.